Hello, guys. Hello, welcome back to this new live streaming. I'm checking if I'm live as always. Okay, I'm live. Perfect. I wait a little bit. Look, today I wanted to start this a little bit earlier because I have so many things to say. So please try to understand. And second of all, sorry, I have just a little cough, but it's not something serious. I delayed this, sorry for that, because it was supposed to come out yesterday, but it will come out today, as you will see. But second of all, yes, I wanted to suggest you to follow my rewatch to tomorrow, because as you noticed from last episode, I mean last week, there are new theories coming out, and usually in both cases you can understand my thoughts. So not just today, because today I'm going to analyze this episode in particular, but even tomorrow with the rewatch you should follow me, because after I follow the episode, after I rewatch the episode, I can come up with some new theories. So please follow me, keep going on watching me. Okay, other 30 seconds and then I will start these huge live streaming. Look, I have so many notes today, guys, so many, 6 pages. uh, I had to write so many things, so keep following me, because this will be probably almost 3 hours, no, 2 hours and a half for sure. So please be patient with me. Okay, I will start with the analysis of this episode. Let me tell you honestly, I think this episode was quite good. It was really, really good. And I really liked what happened. I really liked the characters involved. And in fact, at the end of the episode, or even tomorrow with the rewatch, so please go on watching me, even tomorrow. I'm going to tell you my latest opinions regarding the characters, so feel free to follow me, and you're going to enjoy, I guess. Okay, let's start immediately. I will go on scenes after scene, as I did also in the previous episode. Let's start with the first scene, the scene in which, look, if I look down, it's because I have notes, as always. Let's start analyzing this scene when Gabi and Falco decide, I mean, more Gabi than Falco, decided to escape from the prison of Paradise. Look, I wanted to say one thing, because she is attacking a guard, a prison guard, and she is not noticing something that she experienced already in the past when she was living in Liberio. I am talking about when Falco is telling her, look, this guard feels worried about you. Do you remember in Liberio when, before Sasha was attacking the Liberio guards? She said, look, when she is talking to Falco later, she said, look, the Liberio guards, they are helping me. They helped me. They wanted to protect me. They were worried about me. And now Falco is saying the same thing. I mean, look at these prison guards. They were worried about you because there is this guard that is going inside because she's faking to feel ill and stuff like that. And then we discover, of course, that that was just a plan to let the guard in and to kill the guard. But at that moment, in that moment, the guard wanted to save her, or the guard was worried about her somehow. So I don't understand why this is fair for Liberio's guards and it's not fair for Paradise guards. Both of them are guards. Both of them are confining her into a specific place. In the first case, Liberio. In the second case, into a prison, into a jail, let's say. But why she was caring too much about Liberio's guards when they were confining her into a place, when they discriminated her all the times. And here, where we find the Paradise guards, they are confining her in a sort of place, they are discriminating her. There is no difference. But she decided to revenge, to take her revenge on that girl who killed the Liberius guards. This is incoherent. This is the first incoherence Gabi has throughout the episode. If you wanted to save Liberius guards just because they were kind, they were worrying about you and they wanted to care about you, protecting you, that Paradise guard was not so different because when he came inside the prison cell, the first thing, sorry, the first thing he was asking her, "Oh, are you okay? Uh, what happened? Can I help you?" or something like that. So um, she is not fair. She prefers to take her revenge on some guards who discriminated her all the time, even if they were kind. But that kindness is not representing the kindness she really deserves. And she's killing a guard who's asking the same questions of Liberius guards. This is quite incoherent. So that makes me understand that Gabi, she is taking one side on purpose without even asking herself questions, and we will see this throughout the entire episode, unfortunately. Yeah, you tell me, yeah, because she's brainwashed. Okay, but at the same time, when you face reality and when you have evidences in front of your eyes, I think you should change, no matter if you're brainwashed or not. There is a limit. I think there is a limit, but she overcame that limit. It's too much. It's definitely too much. And then, even if this guard is dead already, the brutality of her attack is inhuman, and I I definitely didn't like this because even if the guard was dead, she kept using that brick to attack him. In fact, even Falco said it, look, you are over attacking him. That's too much. She is complaining about the brutality other people are using in a towards her or attacking her own home. But I think she is not doing something contrary. She is doing something that is the same. So at the end of the day, she's criticizing other people's behavior, but she's not doing something different. She is doing the same thing, more or less. So listen who speaks from some points. I have to say that no matter if I like Gabi or not, she has definitely a strategical mind. And that strategical mind is typical of a warrior, a person who lives every day in a war context. In fact, even in the first episode, she had that sort of a strategical mind to attack that southeastern train who was about to attack them. So anyway, Gabi developed a strategical mind that is typical of a warrior. So absolutely. Um, but then she is saying something quite strange when they escape from the prison. And she says, if we stayed over there, we would have been killed for sure. How are you so sure about this? This reminds me when, and later I'm going to tell you my opinions regarding other scenes in which she's so convinced about the things, but she's not asking for real herself. Is it really happening, or it's just my convictions? I mean, is it just because I'm too convinced about this, or is it happening for real? And this is one of the questions, for example. We will be killed if we stay over there. Are you sure about this? Why are you so sure? It makes me remember when she's asking Falco in some episodes ago before attacking. No, I think episode 8, yeah, before attacking and killing Sasha. She's saying, did you watch it? I mean, are you so sure about what you say? Do you have any evidence? That's the meaning of her question. Yeah, here I wanted to ask her the same question. Are you so sure about what you say? Do you really think they wanted to kill you? Before even start thinking about this, let's put a question mark first, because if you're not sure, if the guard really wanted to kill you, or if they really wanted to kill you, they would have killed you already in advance, and they would have done it already. Or if that guard was really the devil, he would have killed you in advance already, because he didn't need to put you inside of a prison cell, or they didn't need you to stay alive. If they are devils, they kill you immediately, but they didn't do this. So, and they even saved you from a flock when he said, oh, let's let them fall down from the zeppelin. They didn't do this. So she just has her own opinion, and she doesn't want to change them. But later we are going to analyze the beautiful dialogue between Kaya and Gabi, so we will understand both points of view for sure. um, and then Falco is saying, look, they wanted to help you, and she's saying, how can you trust them? Come on, you trusted the guards of Liberio, who, yeah, they were kind, but you trusted those people who wanted you to stay inside of that confinement zone for the rest of your life, or until you would have become the Yoroi no Kyojin. So how can you trust them, and you couldn't trust this guard? The procedure, I mean, the procedure is the same. They both wanted to help you, but there is this discrimination installed in her mind that she doesn't make a difference, or she doesn't understand that everything is so similar, but she prefers somehow to escape from reality. We are going to see it later for sure, these two. And but I think it's quite stupid. I mean, people, I wanted to say this. People who say that Gabi and Eren are the same, I don't agree with this, because if you remember, at least Eren said that he experienced some of his years in Marle, and he definitely realized that there are good people and bad people. In the case of Gabi, even if she's experiencing something like this somehow, because okay, Flocko wanted to throw her from the zeppelin, but there were other people who disliked this idea, who didn't do this. So this was, for example, one example of people who were different, that they are not the same. They can't be generalized as all devils, first of all. But even now, there is this guard who wants to help her. And to me, there's no difference between the guards of Liberio and this guard. Definitely no difference. But so even if she has some examples, few examples, but later throughout the episode, she has lots of examples of the fact that they are not devils, and her life was based on bad teaching or bad things she learned throughout the years. Anyway, no matter what, she keeps going on with her thoughts. And I tell you, I know that probably she's doing this because I already told you in previous episodes too, she's doing this because it's really hard to start from zero. I mean, after so many years in which you have some ideas, some thoughts, and they are quite really installed, really nicely is installed in your brain. That's really nice. That's really hard, sorry, to change. And of course, that's true. But there are other examples of people who experience almost the same things, but they can distinguish, they can make a difference. So, as I told you, okay, she's brainwashed, okay, but the more we go on, the more it sounds like an excuse. We should stop excusing the Gabi, because if she's really smart, as she says, if she's really perfect, as she says, she should have seen a different point of view, and she should have go beyond that limit for sure. So that makes you understand that she's not perfect at all, and she's just exalting herself for nothing, because it's hilarious to think that Falco is more mature than her. So for some reasons, she has to grow, definitely. Anyway, then there is the scene in which we see Reiner waking up. And okay, this is my opinions, and you should dislike this no matter. I don't mind, but I don't like Galliard, definitely. No matter what, Reiner, who was supposed to be um, the inferior one, the person who has no skills, the person who became the Yoroi no Kyojin just because they made him a favor or something like that. I mean, that person saved you. And the first thing you should have said, Galliard, my dear Galliard, was thank you, Reiner, for saving me. But he didn't say it. And that attitude he has, I don't like him. Definitely. He should have been more thankful to Reiner, because without him, he would have been eaten by Eren, definitely. Um, but then on the other side, I think that Reiner has a good thought regarding Gabi and Falco. Of course, he cares because it's her cousin in the case of Gabi, but also because Falco. Let's divide these into two options. I mean, let's divide these into different theories. From one side, it could be that he cares about them because they are kids, and of course, thinking about his previous experiences, he doesn't want to put them in danger as he was many years before. So he cares, and even when he says, "I can hear the voice of Gabi and Falco," so where are they? These sort of telepathy he has, and he feels that something is wrong, or something wrong is happening. This could be one theory. So he cares. As I said, that Reiner is a good character because he realized what happened, and he realized from his own experience that what he was taught in the past was totally wrong. And that's why he is afraid that probably Gabi is suffering the same things, and he wants to avoid this. But I think from some point of view, it's good to face reality. It's good that she has her own experiences, but of course he is afraid that probably something wrong can happen, or he knows Gabi's attitude, so he's afraid of what can happen, and this is one option. The second option is that Reiner cares about Gabi because, okay, he wants to protect her, but he cares about Falco because he asked Falco to become the new Yoroi Kyojin instead of Gabi in order to protect her. So they need Falco somehow, okay, from that point of view. It could be possible, both of them, but I wanted to I hope, and I wanted to believe that it's the first one because I changed my opinions on Reiner throughout this season 4. So I hope that Reiner is just caring about the two of them, and he's afraid that they can experience something bad, and this is something bad that can change their mind in a negative way, or they can feel so much pain that they can feel traumatized Okay, let's see what's going to happen. Um, then there is the lake scene between Gabi and Falco after the opening. Um, this armband. Um, she really wants to keep this armband, and the reason why she wants to keep this, in my opinion, is because if you take away that armband, you take away her identity. Um, since the beginning of season 4, you know that all these soldiers during the war, they are so proud to keep that armband on, and all the people who live in Liberia, they are proud to wear it because this is just a mark of difference. It makes you understand that these people are proud of it because they these armband make them feel different from other aliens, and it's just like a mark. Okay, you are different thanks to that, and as if you are purified if you wear it, because if you don't wear it, you automatically turn into a bad alien or the devil. And that's why she doesn't want to take it out. But when Falco says, oh, come on, take it out, take it away, because here nobody knows the meaning of these armband, she really wants to keep it because it's her own self. It's her identity throughout all these years. And once she's taking it away, some parts of her identity is missing. So she doesn't want that for sure. But on another side, I can imagine that Falco wants to do that to protect her, definitely, no matter the behavior she had towards Falco throughout the entire episode and throughout the previous episodes too. He is really kind. I really like Falco because he's really kind, he's really protective, and he has that type of mind. Let's say that he has an open mind, and that's why I like him. Gabi doesn't have an open mind, and I don't know if she will be able to have an open mind soon. I really hope so for her, but definitely Falco is on another level, and she was always the typical character to praise herself and to judge the others. And but that's the worst behavior, the worst attitude you can have. Definitely, Falco is something great. I think he is one of the best characters of the new generation. Um, but anyway, he wants to protect Gabi by asking her to take that armband away, but she doesn't want to because Gabi, she is quite a stubborn on with her ideals, with her behavior, with her actions. So of course she doesn't want to take it away. Then finally, because I was saying this even in the previous episode. Oh, finally, no, in this episode at the beginning, sorry, I said, finally, Gabi, you understand that Zika is the problem. And it's not Eren only because she was always criticizing Eren. She wants to kill Eren and stuff like that. But finally, you realized that Zeke was the betrayal. I mean, he was betraying you throughout all this time. Don't you feel more pain? Don't you feel betrayed more by a person like Zeke who spent all the days together with you guys and faking that he was doing something good while instead he was doing something wrong to you? Gabi, you should pay attention on Zeke more. And finally, today, she paid attention on Zeke more. I mean, in this episode, I was happy to see this because yeah, she was always taking care of Eren, like as if it's something, as if she was brainwashing herself to take care more about Eren rather than the others, just because Eren attacked her. So Eren, he's on the death note, let's say. No, you should think more about Zeke too, because as I told you, Zeke created a huge problem. So Gabi, please be fair. Okay, Eren attacked you, but what about Zeke, who planned all this? So she wants to know more about Zeke, and that's good because she needs to know many things, and we also need to know many things. So please, Gabi, go investigate more because we also want to know. But definitely, she should pay attention on Zeke more, in my opinion, than Eren. Zeke, from her perspective, Zeke should be the real problem here, not Eren. But anyway, um, then Gabi, she's saying to Falco, okay, do what you want, because she's saying, if you don't want to stay with me, do what you want, go away, leave me alone. I wanted to stay alone. And of course, she's saying some things to Falco, etc., etc. I can live by myself. You can do what you want. Go away. Blah 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 blah. She wants to prove others, as always, that she can do everything, that she is not afraid of everything, and she can handle everything by herself. But she should understand that she can't do anything without Falco. Till now, if Falco was not there, everything was a mess. And probably she would have been killed, actually. But thanks to the diplomacy Falco has, and thanks to the great attitude he has towards the enemy, they can still survive. So I hope that at the end of the day, at the end of this story, if they both survive, Gabi will be thankful to Falco somehow, because without him, the story would have been different for sure. Okay, and then so she's saying, do what you want, and he's taking the armband and he's taking it away from her. That scene was, oh, in fact, I wrote many things here. First of all, this pride to wear this armband is vanishing suddenly when Falco is taking it away. The pride, the identity I told you before, her own self, her own routine, her own mental training, because when they are brainwashed, they are trained mentally. So once you're taking it away, a part of yourself is done, is over. Okay, so she let's go step by step. She is using this armband because she's discriminated by Marle, because anyway she's an alien, so she has to be discriminated. Okay, but now she's using that armband, the same armband that was used to discriminate her from others, to discriminate other people. I mean, she's using this armband to say, oh, we are good aliens, so we use that. You are bad aliens, so you don't wear it. Can you understand the power of an armband? Or can you understand the power of discrimination? She was always discriminated thanks to that armband. But now she's doing the same with aliens living in paradise, because thanks to that armband, she can discriminate them. This is something, I mean, from 1 to 2, from 2 to 3, this logical thought, okay? That is scary, because you can understand that she doesn't learn anything from what she has experienced until now. I mean, that armband should have told her, look, thanks to that, you are discriminated, so that's something bad to do. But no, totally the contrary. Her vision on that armband is something to be proud of. So she doesn't understand that now she's doing the same things Marley is doing with her, with the aliens living in paradise, because thanks to that armband, she's discriminating them. this is something scary. This is something bad. And she doesn't even realize what she's doing. That's something, I hope one day she will understand this. And she is definitely doing the same things other people did with her. So mm, that's wrong. And then why she's doing this, when she's saying, no, look, I am the good alien. Look, the important thing is the roots, okay? Because mm, there are not good aliens and bad aliens. There are aliens. So she should face reality because she's one of them. I mean, she's an alien. So no matter the armband is just a tool, is just an item that you can use it or you cannot use it. But the roots of what you are, they can't change. You are an alien, so you're not different from others. And from this moment, we understand how Gabby doesn't want to admit the truth that is in front of herself. She doesn't want to face it. Because as I told you many episodes ago, some episodes ago, not many, no, but some episodes ago, she's scared to face reality. Because if she is facing it, all her life is meaningless. I mean, everything she has learned, everything she has done till now is meaningless. No matter how many proofs you put in front of her eyes, she doesn't want to admit that they are the right thing. I mean, she doesn't want to accept the reality because even if she knows that they are right, she doesn't want to accept it because she prefers to escape from this in order to be alive. Because when look, now I'm following Full Metal Alchemist, and this reminds me of Rose in episode 3. Yes, also in her case, when all her life is proven to be wrong and all her life is falling down because there are no more um, things that can lift this up and this life is crashing down, she is asking Edward, look, where should I start from right now? Because when your entire life is in danger and your ideals, your beliefs, they are falling down, you are hopeless. You don't have hope anymore to start everything from zero or to start thinking something different because you were used to think the same things for the rest of your life. So you didn't have a plan B. There is always a plan A, and that plan A goes on until the end of your life. So when someone is trying to attack this plan A and attacking this plan A with evidences, okay, you have to go on thinking that plan A is the best one. There is no plan B, plan C, plan D. No, you have never thought about this plan B, plan C, plan D. You have always gone on plan A. So when people are telling you that there are even a plan P, Q, R till Z, it's better if you don't accept it. Your life, you don't know where to start from if that's true. Even if you know that's true, it's better to go on with my own thoughts. So I found that there's a similarity with Rose of Full Metal Alchemist, episode 3. Yeah. Then, on another side, um, as I told you, Falco wants to take it away because he can't accept that she is about to die. So he's afraid of her being put in danger, and he's afraid that someone can find them and kill her because okay, they don't know what that armband means, but even the risk, he doesn't want to take that risk because Gabi is really important to him, and no matter what, no matter how rude she is, he is always excusing her. That's love. That's kind of love. And I can find the similarities. I mean, I think Falco, sometimes he's like Mikasa, for example, because no matter the mistakes Gabi is making, he is still loving her. He's still taking care of her. And that's great love. I don't know if it's a brotherhood love or if it's something like that, but definitely it's a kind of love. So, or he reminds me of Armin because Falco can always find a way to escape from danger, or he's always saving Gabi somehow. And yeah, that reminds me of Armin and Mikasa trying to protect Eren. And from that point of view, yes. But just because Gabi and Eren have some same attitudes or some same behaviors somehow, or sometimes, or some same gestures or whatever, that doesn't make them equal. I mean, the same. I don't think so. They are quite different. Um, And then there is this new character. No, it's not new. We saw her already, but she is blooming in this episode, and I'm so happy. And the character is Kaya. And when she's asking, "Where are you from?" She a lot of from some reasons she already heard this because later she's saying, "Look, I heard that you are from Marley because I heard it." So. mm, She knew they were Marlians, but she wanted to ask them one more time. And maybe she did that to test them. I mean, she wanted to see the reaction or she wanted to see the answer. Um, or she didn't hear it. But then, yeah, she's confirming that she heard it. So, in my opinion, Kaya wanted to see how they would have behaved when they were answering to her. It could be possible. But as you can see, there is a difference of attitude because Kaya, even if she knows they are Marlian, she says Marlians, I mean, they are aliens living in Marley. She's saying, okay, let's go and get some food because maybe you're hungry or something like that. So that's a great behavior because no matter who you are people with the difficulties. I mean, you are in a difficult situation, and I was taught in this case to help others. So that's what I'm doing, no matter who you are. On the other side, the Gabi wants to attack her. I mean, she's ready to attack her because she is defenseless. I mean, she doesn't have somebody else to protect her, and in that case, no matter what, she has to defend herself from anybody because she, in her opinion, we are in the land of devils, so everybody is wrong over there. And so it's like as if she's a one against the world right now. And then, and then there is this scene. Look, at the beginning, I didn't understand we were inside Sasha's family's house because, look, usually Sasha's papa, he always had this hat or something. So, okay, except for the scene in which we see him next to Sasha's grave. But I didn't imagine he was him. I don't know why. But then when I heard the the blouse, I said, oh, no way. Because I understood that that was Sasha's papa. That was really hard to watch because, see, life is something unpredictable. I mean, you are in front of moments of your life in which you have never imagined to be in front of because nobody imagined that um, Gabi was about to be inside of that house with those people. And of course, who knows if they know or not, but they are in front of the person who killed their own daughter or their own friends. So that was something crazy. I mean, it was a paradox to watch that scene. That was really nice. I think Isayama made it for this because that scene was really, really amazing to watch. definitely. But anyway, one thing, when they arrive, before they enter the house, Kaya is saying, look, wait a minute, wait over there, I'm coming. I have two options for this. I mean, two ideas about this moment. The first one is that she's entering the house because she's telling Sasha's papa and all the others, look, I found two people coming from Marle, because I heard it, and mm, now it's better if we accept them and we give them food and whatever, and we act as if nothing happened. I mean, we act as if we don't know who they are, etc., etc. Just, I mean, Kaya is going inside the house to uh, tell them what she discovered, and this could be one option, but the story would have gone on in a different way. Or she's going inside the house by faking she doesn't know anything, and she's pretending to have found the two kids and she wants to rescue them. These are two different options. I think both of they could be correct, but as I told you, the story would have gone on in a different way. But let's pretend we are following the first one. That means Kaya is going inside Sasha's parents' house, and she's saying, look, I found two people from Marle, two kids from Marle, and let's see how they act. Let's see how they are. As if she probably wanted a connection, or to start a dialogue, or to start a way to communicate, maybe, because she has, I mean, Kaya is the good example of Niccolo, for example. He is coming from Marley, but he is a good kid. So probably she wanted to test if even these people, I mean, even if Gabi and Falco, they are good, it could be possible. But anyway, if that's the case, I mean, if we follow this theory, if we follow this idea, look, Sasha's papa is so great because he's accepting. I mean, he's accepting these people from Marley no matter what. So that's amazing. And that makes you understand the attitude of these people, that no matter what, no matter if they know Marley is the enemy, they can still give a chance to prove them that they are good. And these are people from another level. Definitely. I definitely people I definitely like people like these, for sure. Um, and maybe if they have also this experience of an Nicolo, they can go beyond the belief that outside the walls there is the enemy, like in their case. If the second theory, the second idea, if Kaya doesn't tell them anything about these Gabi and Falco coming from Marle, because she heard it, but she prefers to not saying it, in that case, Kaya is treating Gabi and Falco as two normal people. No difference between them. They are people. So she prefers to hide this info because there's no need to know this info. Let's judge people without knowing where they come from. They are people. So no matter the distinctions, I mean, no matter the difference of provenience, they are people. So it's better if I don't tell them. And in fact, throughout the episode, Kaya is protecting Gabi and Falco so many times that Gabi should be thankful. Because if Kaya really wanted to put them in danger, she had so many chances to do this, but she has never done this to them. So this proves me that Kaya is on another level, and that makes you understand that even if you don't say I'm perfect, I'm mature, I am the best, etc., etc., one thing is to say it, one thing is to prove it. And Gabi is definitely not perfect and not the best and not like a goddess, okay? She's not. She's just saying this to herself, to praise herself. Probably Gabi has also this attitude because in a difficult world she was living in a difficult life she had, nobody praised her because she was a bad person. She was an alien and she was proving them wrong. So probably if nobody had confidence in herself and nobody gave her confidence, she wanted to find the self-confidence by herself. And when nobody was praising her, she was praising herself. Do you understand? Some people are using this attitude. When um, no one is praising them, huh? They find a self-confidence in themselves, and it's enough for them to keep going on living. In fact, once she was saying, look, many people spitted on me and many people said bad things about me every time they met me. These bad experiences helped her creating a shield of protection. And even if things were hard in her life, there was always Gabi herself to praise herself, no matter what. This could be possible. But anyway, um, let's follow the second theory in this case, okay? Kaya is not revealing anything to them. And um, there is this crazy scene in which they are all together sitting on a table and eat. Oh, look at this is good for Gabi because she can learn things, she can experience things that she couldn't. So in this specific scene, I no, even from the lake scene, I wanted to ask Gabi. Now that you have these examples in front of your eyes, now that you saw with your own eyes, how do you feel? I mean, do you remember when before attacking Sasha, she is asking Falco when Falco is saying, "Look, Paradise, they were attacked, and that's why they want a revenge now." And she's saying to Falco, "Did you see that? I mean, you're talking about your experience of seeing these, or just because you were told this." And of course, Falco said, "No, I didn't see it." But of course, in that moment, if you remember my opinions, I said, "Look, anyway, you have the experience of a Reiner. He can tell you directly his experience, so you should trust your cousin somehow. Because if you don't trust part of your family, who do you want to trust? You have an evidence." But Falco had a plus. I mean, he has an evidence, a plus, and the plus is Eren because Falco is still believing in what Eren said. And this is amazing because, as I told you, Falco is open minded. I mean, he prefers to take all the experiences and then create his own opinion from this. And it's quite admirable. But Gabi is different. So now that Kaya rescued you because she told you, okay, let's eat something. Let's come with me and let's eat something. She is always afraid that something bad is happening. Gabi, she is afraid that they are attacking her. So she is still waiting for a moment in which something bad is happening, but it's not happening. But anyway, um, now, Gabi, I wanted to ask you this question. You have so many examples in front of you that these people are not the devils. So now you saw it with your own eyes. You heard with your own ears the direct experiences of the people who were attacked. That means Kaya. But you felt even the kindness. You felt that they are not the devils anymore. You felt, you saw with your own eyes, Gabi, that what you have thought throughout all these years is wrong. And you have seen that they eat the same things you also eat. That they are spending their times together as your family is doing. There is no difference. So it should be good. I mean, it would be better for you if you stop thinking and if with other people's mind. But if you start thinking with your own mind, that could be great because finally you are out of brainwashing methods and you're out of this mental training. You should think with your own mind. And but once again, I wanted to say this is really hard for her to do, and this is really hard for her to accept because this means go against her own family. Do you remember Karina when she was imposing her some ideas and she was trying to force her to believe these ideals? If now she thinks that everything is wrong and she made a mistake and they are all the same and they are not devils, she's going against her own family. Ooh, she is in between of something that it's too heavy, that it's too big for her. And it's really difficult to handle all this situation. If we put ourselves in Gabi's position, from one side we have the beliefs she has always believed in, and on another side she has a totally different world, and both of these poles are hurting Gabi, are hitting Gabi all the time. So it's really difficult for her to take a position because she's confused. She's really confused. And in some cases, she's no more confused, but she doesn't want to accept this. As I told you previously, do you remember? Plan A, plan A, plan A. There's no plan B, plan C, plan D. No, impossible. No. But then she says something really bad, something really racist. And she said, I will never share the food with them. Ugh. This is bad to say. This is really bad. And I think, yeah, discrimination and racism is part of the story, definitely. But I don't want to say that it's connected with the Second World War. I think it's racism in general, discrimination in general, because even nowadays we have these examples. So I don't think Isayama wanted to create a specific relationship with something historical, but something that is realistic, that is something different. But definitely, oh, it was extremely racist, that sentence, that question, or not that sentence, sorry, and I felt really bad. Um, she is doing to other people what she already felt in the past, and this is wrong. I mean, she was discriminating first, and now she's discriminating. That's bad, bad, because that makes you understand that Gabi didn't learn the lesson. No, she is just following what other people told her to do, and this is really wrong. Look, no matter how many times I can excuse her for her behavior, I think there she reached a point where she's no more excusable. I mean, she's not. I can't excuse her anymore. No, there are some sentences and some things that even if, oh, come on, Gabi, you have the evidence. And no matter how many times you try to avoid the reality, there will be a point in which you can't run away anymore. You have to face it, and that's it. Then thank you, Falco, because once again he's saving her. So she should be thankful to Falco because, as I told you, if Falco was not there, oh, things would have gone in the worst case ever. So she should be thankful, definitely. Then Gabi is recognizing that Sasha's papa is having this South accent, South Marlian accent, or something like that. That surprised me because for some reasons I thought, okay, they got in touch with Nicolo, so that's why they started learning some words from Marley. But then, no, I don't think so. I think just that accent is typical of the area Sasha was living in, and she recognized something similar, and that makes you understand that they are not different at all from them. So Gabi has another proof that they are not different. But anyway, she's going on with her ideals and she's quite stubborn. Mm. Then, um, look, this scene was a paradox to me. We see this family whose daughter was killed by Gabi, and Gabi is over there eating with them. The, look, oh, this was so crazy to watch. Look, okay. Um, Gabi wants to run away from that situation, even if she doesn't know that that is Sasha's papa, no matter what. But even the gesture she's making to stop Sasha's mom, I think that's Sasha's mom, yeah. And that's another gesture full of discrimination, see? But she wants to run away because she really knows that that experience is going to change her somehow. That experience is the examples she was asking for to let her understand that she is wrong. But she wants to run away because that's dangerous for her mental health. I mean, that situation is so dangerous for her because all her existence is trembling right now and it's about to fall down. That's something that is heavy. Okay? Um, and then when there is a moment when she's making this gesture, okay, and all the people are looking at her like this. In that moment, I thought, okay, maybe that's the theory one. I mean, they all know they are from Marle, and they wanted to be kind. They wanted to test them somehow, and they wanted it to be polite and kind no matter what, because they wanted to know how they reacted. Somehow, when I looked at their facial expressions, that they were a little bit petrified and terrified somehow looking at her, I thought, okay, maybe theory one is possible. But then if we follow theory two, we can say that they were just surprised. But their faces were not the faces of surprised people. They were a little bit, I don't know, petrified somehow or shocked. I don't know. Um, no matter the theories you wanted to follow, anyway, there is an interpretation for everything. So this story is good because the story makes you believe what you want, and then you're going to confirm your ideas, or you're going to say no, I was wrong. But the good thing of these stories is that you can imagine whatever you want, and then there will always be the explanation later. So you will not be disappointed because no matter what you follow, then you find the truth, the final answer for this. So, um, or maybe these people are just scared of her actions because they saw that she has a rude manners and she's behaving in a strange way. So probably they are starting thinking about something. I mean, maybe these people in front of this gesture, these kids or Sasha's papa, Sasha's mama, whatever, they are thinking, why is she acting like this? Is there a problem? Are they coming from somewhere we don't know? I mean, so many questions, but those faces at that moment, they made me think, okay, do they know? I mean, Kaya told them or not? But anyway, okay, it's something not something important, let's say. That scene was so important, guys. The scene of the table and the supper. I think Sasha had a great family, no matter what. And we understand, thanks to this, we understand how characters who are second characters can become even important as the first characters. And here we have the example. By seeing the Sasha's family, we understand how Sasha was. I mean, how Sasha was growing into that sort of a setting, into that sort of environment. And that environment was really amazing because Sasha was surrounded by love, by few moments of happiness, and those moments of happiness were enough because that family was not rich, that family was not having all the comforts, that family was not put in a position, in a high status, let's say, but the important things were to be together, to eat all together, to share great moments. So Sasha was living, or Sasha grew up in a such a beautiful family, and that was enough. We know how Sasha was surrounded by love, no matter what. And I really love Sasha's family. I think they created such an amazing character like Sasha, and I'm so happy. And thanks to this episode, you understand how Sasha is still alive. Because, okay, we will talk about it later, but definitely, Sasha is still alive. She's alive in their gestures, in their manners, in the way they talk, in the way they accept other people as they are. So even if Sasha is dead, we still have some episodes later that confirm you that Sasha is still alive somehow. So we didn't lose her for real. She's still there, but we talk about it later. Okay, then we see this. We cut this scene out for a second, and we see this new weapon, guys. Now they have this flying boat, let's say, that is fueled with this ice burst stone. That is this material they have in Paradise only. And they will use this weapon, from what I understood, they will use this weapon to check the rumbling when it's starting, as the sample they wanted to put in action, thanks to Zeke's plan. Mm. So at the beginning, I thought, how can they stop the rumbling? Because once it starts, hmm, that's the end for everybody. No, then I was thinking more and more, and I thought, okay, but then Eren can control this somehow. I mean, he has the Shiso power, so he can interrupt this whenever he wants. But at the beginning, I said, oh, how can they make this a sample to start it and then to stop it? To start, that was something hilarious to think start stop start as if it's turn on turn off, but yeah, but this is a sample. mm, I don't know when it will start, but is it worth? I don't know. Maybe, I hope, look, I hope that if they started this rambling, then they are reaching a point where they can't go back anymore. I hope this is not happening. But anyway, yeah, we have this new weapon, and I'm quite curious to see this. I mean, I'm curious to see when this um, weapon is used, but also when the rumbling is starting, because I think it will start. Yes, they will follow. I think they will follow Zeke's plan somehow. Then there is this scene, this terrible scene. Look, it will be quite long, guys, so follow me. But there is this scene with Hanji and all the others. First of all, um, as I told you in the previous episode with the Historia, the population of a Paradise, I mean, Paradise people wanted to know what's going on. And if we follow what the Historia said, in season 3 part 2, she wanted that people knew what was going to happen and what they were about to go on. I think that's good because people always need to know. But and in fact, the journalists are coming to ask a confirmation. I mean, they ask, oh, what's going on with this info about Eren and stuff like that? Tell us more, Hanji, because you said that people who are paying taxes, they have to be informed, or they have to understand how the info will go on. So now, did you change your mind? Then Hanji somehow is right. I mean, I understand Hanji. She's in a serious situation and she's in a hard moment right now. And we should understand her more because she found herself in a position she was not supposed to be. So it's really hard for her to handle all this mess, because it's becoming a total mess here. But anyway, what she says is correct, because she said, when I said this, things were different. Actually, that's true. I mean, when she said that sentence in season 3, part 2, episode 59, look, episode 59 is always the key for everything right now. And she's saying, yeah, things were different in the past, because at that time we were talking about a different context that is inside the walls. But right now, these things are connected with the rest of the world, so we have to be cautious. I mean, I can't reveal you everything, because our actions later can be a problem if we compare this to the rest of the world. There is this different setting now. I mean, we are no more inside the walls only to understand what to do later or what to do once we go outside the walls, because right now it's a step we moved on and we made a step forward. Right now the context is totally different. We can say that there are no more the walls context, but there is the world context. So I understand when Hanji says we should be cautious, and I can't reveal you everything like this. It's something different. But I understand even when she says I'm doing this for Eldia, because I don't want to be in Hanji's position right now. No, because it's really hard to handle everything that is happening. First of all, Eren and his behavior. I already explained everything in the previous comments and thoughts, and also in the rewatch of the last episode. Go and check it out, because I made this logical thought that I hope it's still okay. But anyway, that is still going on in that way. But yeah, Hanji is in a hard situation right now, and I totally understand her. I can feel her stress, her fears, but also her pain, because this situation is putting herself to feel lots of pain too. So we should understand her more. But definitely, oh, then there is a Flock. I think I know, no, I think I know that Flock is judged a lot here. I mean, I heard many comments without the spoilers, of course. I saw many comments in which they are saying that Flock is bad, Flock is making something bad, and he's not thinking, blah 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 blah. Okay, if we don't condemn Gabi for what she is doing, we shouldn't condemn even Flock, because we should see his point of view too. No matter if we agree or not, but we should see his point of view too. So let's try to, okay? We are just trying to put ourselves in other people's position as always. We understood that Flock and the others were the leakers, guys. The leakers of all the info regarding Eren. Wow. this is this is something crazy. Um, and I think, wow, there has to be a reason. Yeah, I think so. I think so. But anyway, Flock thinks that Eren is not wrong. I mean, Eren has his own reasons, and I also think so. I mean, I think that um, he is thinking about something. I mean, Eren, as I already explained you, he is not doing this without a purpose, without a reason. And his reason now is even better than season 1, season 2, and season 3. If you understand Eren's point of view, and if I'm right, because if I'm wrong, I will say sorry. But till now, everything confirms me that I'm right, probably. So if I am right, I appreciate Eren now, because he is changing. He is doing something that at the end of the day it will be for good, probably, huh? But let's go on. If we follow Flock's point of view, Flock's mind, look, I'm reading my notes because there are so many things to say. he has a revengeful theory. I mean, Flock wants revenge. That's it. Okay, he wants revenge for everything he did and everything they did. Sorry, that means Marley. And he wants revenge because of all the loss of the people he lost. He wants revenge for all the pain he felt, and he and all his comrades felt. So he has this revengeful theory based on victory. Because if you remember, even a few seconds before Sasha died, he said, "Oh, we won! Yeah!" I mean, he really cares about the victory, and he really cares about a battle that is measured by points. For example, 1 point for India, yeah! 0 point for Marley, yeah! I mean, his main goal is to win the war, no matter what's happening throughout this war, because the important thing for him is the victory. And that's why Flock was judged first, because he's saying, he doesn't care. I mean, he really wants to win. He doesn't care if Sasha died. He doesn't care, blah, 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 blah. Or he cares that Sasha died. And for that reason, he is more revengeful right now. He wants more revenge, more and more and more. But this takes to a cycle of pain and a cycle of hatred and a cycle of war that is never ending if we go on like this. If we follow his purpose, this thing will never end. Until there is this rumbling idea that Eren had, Eren and Zeke, because I still have to understand that dialogue. I really wanted to see the dialogue between um, Eren and Zeke, because thanks to that dialogue, we will understand many things. But also, I think Flock somehow he is coherent, because from season 3, part 2, he said we really need a demon to go on for us in this case. I mean, in this situation. And if you remember when there was the serum and they had to choose between Erwin and Levi, he said, look, we need Erwin, because Erwin is the proper demon that will help us through this, through all this. Now that Erwin is no more here with us, I'm so sorry, and I wanted to ask Erwin, what's your opinion about this? Because I was really curious. I want to know what Erwin would have thought, but it's impossible. Anyway, now Erwin is no available. So he needs another demon. And now, in Flock's opinion, the proper demon is Eren. But if we check from this point of view, if we check the situation from this point of view, Eren is used. I mean, Flock is using Eren for his own purposes. And as I told you for the previous episodes, this is something bad. I mean, when you use other people for your own purpose, it happened with the Historia even. Do you remember last episode? I mean, so to use people, it's definitely something bad and something that shouldn't be done. But Flock is doing this. And I don't think he's doing this for the sake of humanity. Maybe he's doing this for his own sake, for his own revenge, for his own feelings, and for his own selfishness. As much as Zeke is doing his plans for his own selfishness, in my opinion. I already explained you this many times, so go and check it out at the previous commentaries. But anyway, do you understand what I mean? Flock is coherent if we check his logical thoughts throughout the seasons. I mean, season 3, part 2, and even this one. But he's doing something bad, something that it's risky. It's really risky. And he's putting in danger so many people, all the people that are following him, but even Eren, he is using Eren as a tool. Okay, let's use him. Yeah, like a Pokemon or something like that. That's something bad, something really, really bad. So this group of people who are following Flock, they don't understand, they are misunderstanding the concept of Sasageo, because now that the Shinzo Sasageo is something different, everything changed. So you can't compare the two things. But I'm going to explain it later when I talk about Louise. They are making a mistake. And this group of people who is following Flock, they don't understand that this ideal is something sick. It's not something propositive or something that they are doing this for good. They are changing the meaning of Shinzo Sasageo, and it's quite confusional. It's no more that intention. That it's no more that ideal of Shinzo Sasageo. So they are making a mistake, in my opinion. Um, but then on the other hand, and then yes, Flock wants to do everything now. Okay, let's do it. You, um, Eren is wrong. Eren is right? So take it out from the jail. We have to start the plan now. Let's do this. There's the risk that if you do everything so fast, you're failing. Because look, I don't know in your country, but in my country, in Italy, we say chi va piano va sano e lontano, chi va forte va alla morte. That means if you go step by step and you go slowly, you will go on for a long time. If you go fast, you go to death. So Vlog right now, he's acting as if he's going too fast, and probably this will take him to death. um, I don't know, but if a flock will die is because he's doing what I told you right now. He's too fast. And then the fact that he's creating Eren as the leader of a group, is Eren agreeing with this? I mean, we should hear even Eren's opinion. Does he agree with the flock, or does he agree to have a group of people who think like him? Did he put these people to think like this against Hanji? I mean, we have to talk to Eren. I wanted to talk to Eren to understand his point of view, because without that missing point, I can't understand the whole story. Do you understand? So I hope in the future we are going to see Eren's point of view and Eren's decisions, and why Flock is doing what he's doing. Because if we follow this story as we have always done, there has to be a reason for this behavior. And until we don't know, it's better if we step back and we say, let's wait and see. I don't want to judge right now in this moment in particular. I'm just putting a question mark and see why Flock is acting like this. Was he inducted? I mean, were these thoughts inducted by others? Is he following somebody else's project? And then we saw the scene with Yelena that confused me quite a little bit. So, question mark. But anyway, he's going pretty fast. I mean, Flock wants everything now, and this is wrong. That's why Hanji, I appreciate her, because no matter the confusion, no matter the bad situation she's living right now, she wants to investigate more. She wants more answers, and before acting, I mean, before starting with her thing. And I think that's the best thing to do. But of course, this is in contrast with the Shingeki no Kyojin theme. I mean, with the way Eren is doing, because the Shingeki no Kyojin is not waiting. I mean, the Shingeki no Kyojin has this mental, this strategical mind that everything has to be done now, or the fact that the Shingeki no Kyojin has to go on and on and on and on and on without thinking. Pure instinct. Do you understand? So there is this difference right now. But I think Hanji is right. We should wait and investigate more. We should understand many other things, stuff like that. So I appreciate what Hanji is doing anyway. Then what makes me suspicious about Flock's attitude is that he says, look, I will go to jail no matter what. It's not a problem. If it's for the sake of humanity, I will do it because I think I'm right, so let me go to jail. when he says something like this, I have two ideas. The first idea is that he's, of course, following his beliefs no matter what. He's stubborn and he's selfish, so he doesn't care and he wants to follow his own plan, blah blah blah. Or he knows that what he's doing is right because he talked to Eren based on the scene with Yelena, and Eren probably told him to behave like this for a certain reason. So I don't know what to follow, sincerely. I mean, I know Flock is a certain person and he has a certain behavior for some points of view, but somehow maybe he is doing what he's doing because he was told to do this, or because he has other reasons we still don't know, and Eren told him something important we still don't know. I don't know. That's why I'm going to put the question mark, and I don't want to risk. I have my opinions, and I told you, but I don't know what to choose right now. Yeah, from this season, and specifically from this episode, we see that now the group of people who were all together, that means Mikasa, Armin, Hanji, Levi, Flock, Jan, Connie, I mean, all this group that was always together against the enemy, the initial enemy that they were the Titans, okay, at the beginning. Now it's disbanded. I mean, these people are following two different paths, and these hatred, these revengeful thoughts, this system of the world made them choose two different paths. And this was really sad to watch. I mean, after all these seasons in which they are all united and they are all together and they do all together, it's really sad to see this. I mean, it's really sad to see that now the paths are different, and I don't think they will be able to go back together again. So, plus there is this pressure Hanji has because she needs a plan B. I mean, she needs to go on with her plan, but she was the one who accepted Zeke's plan, and now she's confused. She doesn't know what to do. This stressful mind, this pressure she has to find a solution before everything is turning bad. I can feel it. I definitely feel what Hanji is feeling right now. And look, even by looking at her comrades separating, this is so sad to her because she doesn't know what else to do. She doesn't know what Flock knows from Eren. She doesn't know many things, so her puzzle is incomplete. She needs more pieces to understand the whole situation. Right now, she's pure confusion, and I can feel it. Now, what they are trying to do is, from one side, they want a peaceful meeting, versus there are people who wanted to attack immediately. So, as you can see, there is a contraposition now, and there is nothing in between. We can't choose here. There is A or B, and Hanji is in the position to say, "Oh, what should I do to avoid B and to go on with A?" This is really difficult. Plus, then I thought something different. I mean, I thought, is it because of Zeke? I mean, Zeke probably wanted all this to create a mess and to, I don't know what's his final goal. I don't know. Because in the previous episodes, I thought, okay, he stays on the Paradise side. So now we have the key to go on and to end all these in a sort of a way. But now I'm confused. I don't know what Zeke is thinking. No. And is he doing this all on purpose? I mean, is he doing this because he wants this group, unified group of people to disband it, to create different paths. So there is a lot of confusion and people don't know what to do anymore, etc., etc. I mean, is Zeke doing this on purpose to create all this mess on purpose? I don't know. I don't know. Then there is victory connected to sacrifice versus dialogue and survival. Because do you remember? I mean, a Flock's point of view is let's win no matter what. And even if we have to sacrifice ourselves, it's Shinzo Sasageo in their way. That means no matter if we sacrifice ourselves, if this brings us to victory, that's okay. Versus Armin's theory, I mean, Armin's thought of bring peaceful thoughts and to create a dialogue and to survive all. That means to find another way to create something different instead of destruction. Okay, so there is this contraposition too. And then there is this flashback Hanji has in her mind of season 3 part 2, and I totally agree with this. When that person said to Hanji, good luck Hanji, because now that I'm done, somebody else is coming and this cycle of things is not ending. But anyway, good luck. Look, ironically speaking, he was announcing something that was coming that was even worse. And yeah, I totally agree with these words. And Hanji is thinking something like that because right now she's in a bad situation. And it's so difficult. Look, I don't want to be in Hanji's position. Absolutely no, I don't want. No. But the good thing of Hanji, and that's why I like her so much, is that she doesn't want to give up. And she wants to go on, absolutely, no matter what, till the end. In fact, she's saying that she's trying to investigate more and stuff like that. I really admire Hanji. It's one of my best characters, my favorite characters, definitely. It's really hard to pick a favorite characters in this story because I think all characters, they have a meaning and they are important throughout the story. So, okay, then the scene of Louise and Mikasa. Oh, finally we find a person that is from the new generation, and she's a woman as much as Kaya. So in this episode, we see the importance of women who make choices that can be good choices, bad choices, but women. And even if they are second characters, as I told you, these characters are important in this episode as if they are first characters. That's the greatness of this story, because in this story there are not important characters, non-important characters. All characters are important and essential to the story. And yeah, I really like this strategy. I mean, I really like how Isayama is doing this, definitely. This is a scene of Louise and Mikasa. Okay, so Louise doesn't understand why Mikasa is changing right now, because she is remembering what happened in the past. And finally we realized that Louise is that girl. I mean, when I saw it, I was like, okay. So Louise is following Mikasa's thoughts from the previous seasons. So she said, okay, you wanted to save humanity. You wanted to save us. So you wanted to sacrifice yourself for this, and you wanted to go on no matter what. So why are you changing your mind right now? Louise doesn't understand that now the world context is totally different from the world contexts. So this world building now is changing, but Louise is still stuck over there. She's stuck in the walls thoughts and in the previous seasons. Mikasa is going on the other side. She saw already the other side, and she is, I don't know how to explain this, but Mikasa is a step forward because she is seeing things in a different way. She has the same thought as Armin, do you remember? So that Shinzo Sasageo is done. I mean, is finished. That meaning is finished. It's something else now. But later I'm going to explain. I mean, Louise still wants freedom as much as in season one. I mean, she is not changing, and she's saying, I mean, she is following the belief without power, you can't protect others. So she has the same mind as a flock. Without power, you can't protect the others, so we needed to attack. There is no other choice. There is nothing else to do rather than this. No matter if they were the kids, people, titans, whatever. But that's the different meaning of the Shinzo Sasageo that I told you already. This is something different. Something that is dislocated. It doesn't make sense anymore, that sentence, in my opinion. But anyway, mm, then Mikasa wants to find another way, but this other way is not just to find a dialogue between the people outside the walls and after the ocean, but I think Mikasa wants to find another way, even to save Eren, because do you remember? I mean, now she understands Eren's point of view. She thinks she knows, but she doesn't know, in my opinion. But she thinks that Eren is lost. So her purpose in life was and is to save Eren no matter what. And if she can save Eren, probably she can also save the situation, everything. Okay, but her first thought is always Eren. So will she be able to change him? I don't think so. Will she be able to save him? I don't think so. But she's trying her best because she is loving him, and she has to do whatever she can to save him, no matter what. But anyway, then another thing is that Louise wants to stay next to Mikasa. I mean, when she was saved by Mikasa, I saw the same parallelism with Mikasa's life. I mean, Louise was saved by Mikasa as much as Mikasa was saved by Eren. Then Louise wanted to join Chosahedan because there was Mikasa over there, as much as Mikasa wanted to join Chosahedan because Eren wanted to join Chosahedan. I mean, Mikasa is seeing in front of her eyes a Mikasa part 2. And she wants to prevent this. I mean, she wants that Louise realizes that what she's doing is wrong, because she is also doing something that brought her to a wrong path. So everything is similar, everything is connected. Try to see this. Louise was saved by Mikasa, and Louise found in Mikasa something important to follow, as much as Mikasa saw through Eren when they were kids. So the story is repeating. Do you remember? Do you understand this cycle of actions and events repeating all over again? So I think Mikasa doesn't want that Louise reaches the same point of a point where there is no turning back. And she feels sad, and that's why while Louise is talking, she is touching her scarf, because she knows that everything Louise is saying is what she was saying or what she was thinking about Eren. So she is seeing a tiny Mikasa in front of herself, and that's quite painful for her, because she knows that everything she has done is just because of Eren. She joined the Chosahedan because of Eren, because Eren saved her. So it was a way to thank Eren for everything he did to her. And then she decided to stay next to Eren until the end of time. And by doing this, now she finds herself in a difficult situation, because everybody is going against Eren, but she still wants to protect Eren, because she has a deep thought about Eren and how he really is. and she prefers to remember Eren in a sort of a way, but at the same time there is that flashback, guys. The flashback when she was saved the first time by Eren. And I have a bad feeling. I mean, I think right now Mikasa is discovering that Eren was violent since the beginning. I mean, thanks to that flashback, she understands that Eren used violence even before turning himself into a Titan. But at that time, she saw that scene in a different way. I mean, she saw that scene as if Eren did this because of her. I mean, she thought Eren did this because she was important to him, and he wanted to rescue her, and that's why he did what he did. But now probably she's seeing Eren in a different way. Even that flashback is seen in a different way, because probably Mikasa now sees Eren doing that just because it was necessary to save a life, but not to save her life. Do you understand what I mean? I mean, maybe Mikasa throughout the years thought, okay, Eren cares about me. That's why he saved me. But now she's thinking, look, Eren saved me because I was just in danger. It could have been another person. That was the same reaction he could have had. Do you understand? So probably she idealized Eren in a sort of a way, and she idealized him as the person who saved her because he was caring about her. And if that's true, everything, Mikasa's world is changing too. And even in this case, we see things in a different way. We see Mikasa trying to find evidences, and those evidences are so painful that her own world, everything she did, is falling down. As much as for Gabi. Do you understand the connection? That flashback. Then when, oh, look, when he was saying, now everything is fine, Mikasa, it was just terrifying. I mean, that voice of Eren was a little bit different from season one. So that voice was different. Eren's voice was different. I don't know if it's done on purpose to make Mikasa realizing that what she has always thought about Eren was different, but definitely that Eren's voice in that moment in the flashback was scary. Scary. And then Louise is asking her, why did you join Chosahedan? Is it because of Eren? Yes. In that moment, Mikasa is doing the same thing Eren is doing right now. She doesn't want other people to talk. Because when there is an evidence in front of you, you want to avoid it. You don't want to accept it because that's quite painful. That's what Gabi is doing. That's what Eren is doing with Hanji. Do you remember in the previous episode? He doesn't want Hanji to talk because he cares about Hanji, but he has to follow his own project, his own plan. And Mikasa is doing the same. She doesn't want that other people understand what she already understood. She prefers to avoid, to escape from that thing. Otherwise, her own life is meaningless. Everything she has done is meaningless. And then, yes, Louise is making that gesture. No, to me, the Shinzo Sasageyo ended already. I mean, once they reached the beyond the ocean, I mean, after the ocean, that Shinzo Sasageyo is meaningless. It doesn't have the same meaning as before. Because before there was a context that was humans versus titans. And at the beginning they thought that humanity was inside the walls only. Then the more they figure out that these titans are humans instead, but they are the enemy to be defeated. That Shinzo Sasageyo was meaningful because they were defending themselves from those type of enemy. But right now that we have a people against the people, and titans are no more the main problem, but the context is totally changing. That Shinzo Sasageo doesn't exist anymore with the same meaning as before, in my opinion. So when Erwin was saying Shinzo Sasageo, that feeling is totally different. So Louise, when she's using it, mm, now it changed the meaning, definitely, because now they just want to win because they are following revenge. If we follow Flock's opinion, as usual, but after watching the scene of Yelena, I still have doubts why Flock is behaving like this. Was he instructed to behave like this? I don't know. But anyway, let's go on. In fact, Yelena, there is this scene in Pixies, Yelena, and Pixies is saying that before the moment Eren decided to go on by himself, everything was fine. After the moment in which Yelena could, let's say, could probably contact Eren through Flock, Eren decided to go on by himself. So we needed to understand the dialogue between Eren and Zeke. We have to understand if this is really true, because Pixies is saying perhaps, I mean probably, so there is no certainty. And second of all, we needed to understand what Eren told the Flock to do. Third of all, we needed to understand what happened. I mean, why, what Yelena told the Flock to tell Eren, or what Elena told the Flock to do for her. I don't know. Many things we still don't understand. Things that are not clear until we see, thanks to the explanation they will give us in the future for sure. I hope so. But of course, Yelena is going to report what Zeke is telling her to say, because she's following God. But I wanted to understand. Maybe Flock is not doing what he's doing because it's coming from his mind, but because he was suggested by Eren. I don't know. Everything can be possible. I don't know. But yeah, there is this question mark that is really interesting. What did Yelena say to Flock? What did Flock said to Eren? What did... see, so many questions. But I can't have the answer because I still don't know. So I can't give any opinions about this. Then there is the scene of Gabi with the horse. That was hilarious. And that horse, I think that's the same horse Sasha used, even at that time with Kaya. Or the horse she was using while she joined the Chosahedan. I don't know if it's the same horse, but maybe that horse was so attached to Sasha that maybe he saw the hair of Gabi and he thought, oh, that's Sasha because they have the same color of the hair. Maybe it could be possible. But yeah, that scene was so great. But then, look, there is one thing that I wanted to explain you, is that Falco decided to call Gabi Mia. And Gabi says, why did you decide to call myself a Mia? And why did you say that I was your sister or something like that? Look, Mia in Italian, it means mine. So if I follow my my language, my mother tongue, I can say that Falco you called Gabi Mia because he wants to protect her. That's something strange. I mean, I don't follow this idea, but I just wanted to share this thought with you. And if I follow this, I mean, if Falco was Italian, and Falco in Italian it means hawk. So if I follow this theory, yeah, he still wants to protect Gabi so much, and he thinks, look, Gabi is mine, so Mia. But then, yeah, Falco has another strategy, so he also has a strategical mind, no matter what. And he is preferring to stay over there and wait until everything is changing. Probably someone is about to come and save them, Colt or Reiner or whatever. But he has another mind, another strategical mind that is maybe better, not maybe, that is better than Gabi's for sure. Um, oh, and then there is a moment in which Kaya is explaining why they are there and the fact that they are all orphans and what the queen did after all the mess, after all the attacks and stuff like that, the opportunities the queen gave them. But Gabi, look, her eyes are priceless. I mean, she doesn't care, no matter if she has in front of herself so much pain narrated, and even if Kaya is telling her all the feelings that she has, all the pain she felt, all her life, she doesn't care. She doesn't care, or she cares, or she understands Kaya, but at the same time, she doesn't want to hear that story because that story to her, it's a problem. She doesn't want to be convinced, and she doesn't want that she's starting feeling things for Kaya's story. She doesn't want. She wants to avoid this. And then, okay, she's starting attacking Kaya so hardly. I mean, that's something crazy. But she's saying, "Ah, you don't accept the mistakes you made," and then Kaya is saying, "Ah." No, Gabi is saying, yeah, I wrote it here. Don't forget what you did in the past. Okay, I didn't do it. What Kaya says is awesome because they didn't do anything. We are talking about this generation. They didn't do anything. So once you will recognize your faults, you will understand how wrong you are. Blah 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 blah. All these sentences that they were used to indoctrinate, to instruct, to um, create a mind that doesn't have opinions. Well, what Gabi is repeating is everything Karina told her all the times, everything her parents told her, everything other people told her. This is not her opinions. This is just repeated sentences of what she has heard before. This is bad. I feel so sad for Gabi, to tell you honestly, because she is not recognizing how she is a parrot. She is just repeating things over and over again. And it's not her personality. It's just a empty. She's empty inside. Because inside she has all the sentences other people told her to do. But she doesn't have an identity. She doesn't have a personality. She doesn't have opinions. Her own opinions. She's just following others as if she's a sheep. I mean, she's repeating. And that's why I feel so sad. I feel terribly sad for Gabi. I don't feel angry. I feel sad because I hope she will understand what she's repeating. She's doing the same things other people did to her. So she's not realizing she's making the same mistake. And then Kaya says, but what about my parents? They didn't do anything with what you say. But you think you are saints. You, your guilts are too big to be erased or to escape from them. In this case, I wanted to ask Gabi, do you remember when she asked the Falcon, were you there when these things happening? Yes. Gabi, were you there when those things happened? We are talking about 100 years or 1,000 years or whatever. Were you there to verify if what they told you is right? No. So you are contradicting yourself. As much as Falco didn't see if the devils were really the devils before killing Sasha, you too. You were not there 100 years ago to understand what was going on, what reality was. This reminds me a little bit, just a little bit, of Grisha when he was trying to decode that thing regarding the truth, okay? And Grice, at that time, Grice, look at this parallelism, but at that time, Grice told him, Grisha, did you understand everything from, I mean, did you decode everything that codes, stuff like that? No, Grisha said, oh, look, I knew it because I read it over there. That's the truth. And Raisa said, did you read everything? I mean, did you decode everything? No, I don't need to decode everything because that's obviously the truth, yo. No, no. You have to read everything before judging, at least. But in this case, Gabi is doing the same. She is repeating things without being there. I mean, you were not there 100 years ago. You were not together with those ancestors. So how do you know? How do you pretend to know things without being over there? You said that to Falco, but right now you're doing the same things. That's wrong. And then Kaya replied in the best way because she's saying, is this how they instruct you in Marle? Oh, yes, the right answer. Absolutely. And at that time, Gabi, she wants to kill her because she knows. I mean, she sees that Kaya knows that they are coming from Marle, but at the same time, she's saying something bad because she's saying, "Look, I noticed, I knew that you were not kind at all, etc., etc." Look, Kaya is not doing anything wrong. He's just asking, "Are you from Marle? Is this how you were instructed in Marle?" But that doesn't mean that later she's going to kill you. It's just a question. So as you can see, Gabi always tries to defend herself because nobody else is defending herself. So she has to defend herself only from the rest of the world. She was always feeling as if she was a threat all this time. So she's scared about everybody, and it's just her attitude to protect herself. I can see here this almost the same behavior as Rainer. Because do you remember in the past when we understood Reiner's story, at that time too, Reiner was alone against the world. And he always wanted to protect himself. He always wanted to attack others to defend himself because other people couldn't defend him, right? So Gabi is in the same position. She's attacked in her opinion, okay? She's attacked by others and everything is a problem in front of her. So she has to defend herself because other people don't. But yeah, let me tell you honestly, in this dialogue, Gabi is not empathetic. I mean, she doesn't feel empathy at all to Kaya, and that's a problem because she should listen more. If she pays attention on what Kaya is saying, she understands what Eren told Falco. That means we are all the same. There are no differences. We are all the same. So Gabi is what Eren was in season 1. She is too instinctive and she's too spontaneous. Her reactions are too spontaneous, and it's part of her being a teenager, maybe, but it's also part of her instructions she received when she was in Liberio. As I told you, Gabi is just body. She doesn't have a soul because her soul is tricked by others. That means that her soul is not existing now. It can exist if she listens more and if she appreciates other people's opinions and experiences. She can create her own mind, her own opinions just by listening, but she is refusing to listen because in Marle, they were asked not to have different opinions. They were asked to be all the same, and if you tried to have different opinions, you were sent to paradise. So there was no other choice. She doesn't understand the pain of others. because that's how she was instructed. She can't understand the paradise people's feelings or pain. It's not acceptable. But she should. I mean, even if you are indoctrinated till now, when you have a dear person next to you telling you a different side of the story, when you have in front of you examples, when you have in front of you evidences, when you have in front of you proofs, you are no more a kid. You were never a kid. You were instructed as a warrior since the beginning. So you don't have a kid mind. That means you should be able to go beyond your limits. That's why I can't excuse Gabi. I can understand her till a certain point of view. But then I can't excuse her because she's no more a baby girl. She's a teenager and she was asking for proofs. She was asking for evidences to Falco. Do you remember? Were you there when this happens? When that thing happened, and Falco says, no, sorry. But now that you have evidences in front of you, you were asking for proofs. But now that I give you proofs, accept them. Otherwise, you're not, as you are describing yourself, perfect, amazing, mature, I'm the best. No, you're not, because you are showing me you're not. Those are just words. But there are words and facts, and words don't correspond to facts right now. Falco is more mature than you. Because even if he is staying on that side still, because he hopes Reiner is having a plan or Colt is creating a plan to save them and stuff like that, he listens to others. And that's the difference. If you listen more, if you pay attention on people more, on people's experiences more, you can grow. You can change. And to change, if you change, is nothing bad. If you change, there is nothing wrong with it. You are just improving yourself, but she can't understand this. She's still over there, stuck in that sort of a vision. Even if these people, Kaya's people, are attacked for so many years, she doesn't care. But when she's attacked, oh, that's wrong. No, that's not fair, Gabi. If you are attacked, it's okay. If you're not attacked, if other people are attacked, it's fair. No. If it's wrong for you, it's wrong also for them. That's fairness. I mean, I can't understand this. But then, when she's talking about the ancestors, oh, come on, look. So let's put this in real life, okay? The Second World War was caused by Germany. So should we punish German people till the end of time just because their ancestors or whatever, they made something wrong? No. This is just an example. We can talk about any war, any other country who made a problem, let's say. This is wrong. Ancestors is one thing. Nowadays, the present is another thing. You can't judge a person just because of its past, or his or her past, or just because of people behind this person. This is pure discrimination and pure racism. Sorry. Wait a second. Hi. 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 Okay, sorry, guys. But then, these people who are living now, for example, Kaya, they don't have any faults for what they did. And Kaya is totally right. I like how mature Kaya is, because she's a woman. She is not a teenager. She's already a woman for what she says. She's so mature. Wow, that's amazing. Look, Kaya's behavior is one of the best in this episode. And even here, we see another second character. I mean, another female character that was supposed to stay in season 1 only, let's say, or season 2, but she's coming back and she is like a first character. So the beauty of the fact that here second characters can be so important as the first characters, this story is amazing, guys. Definitely, I love this story. Absolutely. Um, um, how Kaya is answering to Gabi is great because she is not getting angry still because we are still in the scene of the when they are eating and when uh, Kaya is protecting them from other people who are asking, "Oh, why are you arguing?" or stuff like that. Um, but she has a still tone of voice and she's just asking questions. Usually in real life, when the people are too confident, the other person gets angrier. I mean, when a person is giving you evidences with that still tone of voice, the person in front of you is getting angrier because why you, I mean, there is this difference of mood, okay? But I definitely appreciate Kaya's mood and tone of a voice and resolution and how mature she is, because I think Kaya and Gabi almost they have the same age. I don't know right now, but I think have they are similar. They are teenagers, right? And it was so beautiful to see these two different points of view of the same generation having a sort of a battle because they were fighting, but not with weapons or with horses or with ODM and stuff like that. They were fighting with words. And I think this was one of the first dialogues in which, I mean, many people say, oh, no, there were no battles in this episode. Oh, come on, I'm waiting that other fightings are coming. This was a pure fight. But the difference is that they are not using weapons, so you don't see these battle scenes, blah blah blah, but you see a battle with words. And battles with words can be heavier, can be more painful than battles with ODM and stuff like that. So this episode was pure battle, guys. And if you think it's not like this, you should reconsider this episode as one of the main battles of this season till now. But yeah, and how Kaya answered her was amazing because it's the same thing Eren said to Reiner, or yeah, to Reiner. He said, "You were instructed like this." Kaya is right. Is this how they instructed you in Marle? Yes. The answer is yes. Plus, Gabi is saying, "No, you are all devils, and you have to repent for everything. You are different." Blah 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 blah. She's screaming and she's repeating the same things without paying attention on the answers Kaya is giving. Because if she was really a devil, she didn't protect her since moment one. I mean, since the beginning of this episode. She would have killed Gabi no matter what, because she's a devil. She's against the world. I mean, she is creating lots of pain into the world. So let me kill you. But she didn't do it. So Gabi should understand that Kaya is not the devil. On the contrary, Gabi always wants to kill her. She wanted to kill her with the stone at the beginning when she found them in the lake scene, right? She, wait a second. Sorry, guys. Hi. 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 Okay, sorry guys. I'm here. I had a phone. The doorbell rang. Okay, but anyway. So what I was saying is that if Kaya wanted to kill her, she would have killed her already. On the contrary, Gabi wants to kill her all the times with the stone. I mean, every in every situation she can, or in every scene she can, she wants to kill Kaya. So who's the devil here? If we compare, Gabi, think more, think more. But yeah, I wanted to tell you one more time. I understand the Gabi. I understand her point of view, but I can't excuse her till the end of time. I can excuse her till a certain point, but then it's not excusable. I can't excuse her. Yeah, later, as I told you, she said, the demons revealed themselves. They are not kind, blah, 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 blah. Then later, Kai is showing you one more time that she's protecting you, because when the people are asking you, when the people are asking them, what's going on? Are you fighting or something? She's protecting you one more time. She could have said, look, they are from Marley. They wanted to kill me, blah, 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 blah. She didn't do it. So that's another proof, Gabi. That's another proof. So instead of asking yourself, why did you do this? Why? Try to understand it by yourself, why she didn't do it. Maybe because what they told you till now is wrong. Maybe because what they told you till now was just a way to use you as a tool, becoming the armored titan and kill other people. Maybe because in Marley they don't care about your life for real, but they just care about you just because you're a tool to use. You should think more, Gabi. Absolutely. Because I told you, I can excuse her till a certain point, but then, no. Then you saw already Reiner's experience, because he was talking to you in front of you while he was eating the dinner. Then you have Falco, who's saying that he has his experience. Okay, he didn't explain. He was talking to Eren about. He was talking to Eren, or he was seeing Eren versus Reiner, let's say. But I don't think Falco is saying things like this just because he wants or just because he's inventing. You should listen more, Gabi. And then Kaya, you have a direct experience. You have an entire family, the Browse family in front of you, showing you that they are eating the same food as you do, that they are families. So between people creating a family, there is love. So how can demons or devils create love? This is antithetical. This is impossible. So many things to say, but definitely I can't excuse Gabi. No, I can't anymore. I can understand that brainwashing thing, but till a certain point. And Kaya is not showing her the contrary just with words, but she is doing everything with facts. And this is the difference. Gabi is thinking that they are devils just because she has heard these things, not because she has facts. Okay, Eren attacked them, okay? But that family over there didn't attack them at all. So she has an evidence they are not all devils. Of course, even in Paradise, we saw already there are good people and bad people. But you can't generalize like this. This is something bad. This is racism. This is discrimination. It's wrong. Then there is a great scene when Kaya is taking them to the village in which she was living in, and it was all destroyed. But look, Gabi, you should understand her. Even Liberia was destroyed. So why do you understand yourself only, or why do you blame others when it's your case, but you don't understand the Kaya story? Kaya's story is the same as yours. The village was destroyed by Titans, and she was left over there. pure destruction. But why do you understand yourself and you think all the people are wrong in front of you, and you don't understand that the people coming where you come from, because you come from Marley, but you're not a Marley person. You are an alien. You have to accept these. There are no good aliens or bad aliens. There are aliens, okay? And you are an alien. Armband or not armband, you are an alien. So the setting is different in this scene, but the consequence of what happened is the same. I mean, even that village was attacked by titans, as much as Liberia was attacked by Eren, that was a titan. But what I like about Kaya is that she is not omitting. I mean, she is not hiding anything. She is saying everything with the details because she is so honest. When she is narrating her story and what happened during that attack, she is not skipping any detail. She is honest. Look, you find a pure honest in what she says, and if you close your eyes, you can see the scene she's narrating. So I really like when Kaya is not trying to avoid or to skip a scene from what happened, because she wants Gabi and Falco to realize that they are not the only one who experienced the pain, and they are not the only one who had a bad experience in life. They also did. So that was awesome. Look, Kaya is becoming one of my favorite characters for real of this season. I think she's great, definitely. And then, oh, finally, I don't understand why we are hated. True, true. 100% true. What did my mother do? 100% true. Why she has to be hated like this? 100% true. All these questions are logical. I mean, there is a pure logic, and this logic can't be denied because she's right. And Gabi says, you're people! Again, she's taking everybody as one. And that's wrong, because there are different people. There are good people and there are bad people, as much as in Marley. But, okay, your people, okay, have exterminated people for 1,000 years. One more time, Gabi, were you there when this happened? I'm asking you the same question you asked the Falco at that time. Were you there thousands of years ago to confirm this to us? No. But anyway, okay, if we follow her thoughts, don't tell me you have forgotten. No, but anyway, Kaya, how can she forget something she has never experienced before? I mean, if she did something and then Gabi was in front of her telling her, did you forget that? Of course, I don't forget what I did. But if I didn't do it, how am I supposed to forget something I didn't do it? Do you understand? I mean, okay. But anyway, then she keeps saying, your people. But look, your people is aliens. And no matter if you want to admit it or not to yourself, you are an alien too. So you're talking about your people too. Okay, it's a paradox, but it's this. She's an alien too. So when she is saying to Kaya, your people, you are an alien too, huh? Okay, anyway. And then, stop being a victim. But look, if I have to be honest, the only person who pretends to be a victim here is you, Gabi, because you are saying that the world is cruel, that everybody is a devils here, and they wanted to kill us, they wanted to do this, they wanted to do that. You are the victim here. In any sense. I mean, you are a victim because you think that everybody is wrong and you're right. You play the victim role because, of course, you find a person who finally gives you answers, direct answers, without being afraid of you, because all the others were, oh, Gabi, she's getting afraid, she's getting angry, blah, 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 we are afraid of her. No, 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 no. Kaya is not afraid of you, and she's telling you what you should have learned before. But now she's telling you directly. So I really admire Kaya for this. Finally, there is a person who was saying direct things to Gabi, and finally Gabi is not feeling almighty that she can do whatever she wants, but she found in front of her a person who could shut her mouth. First time, and I admired this, because there will always be a moment. Do you remember when I told you in episode 1 or episode 2? When you are too self-confident, there will be a moment in which you will find a person who destroys your confidence. And in fact, this moment arrived. Then stop being a victim. A victim for what? About the things she has never done? That's incoherent. Okay, I don't understand. Kaya says, my mother, sorry, I'm reading the entire dialogue because otherwise you don't understand. My mother didn't do anything of what you say. Correct, 100%. Why do they have to repent for things they didn't do? This is wrong in real life, but even in this story, this is wrong. And Gabi, 100 years ago, your ancestors committed terrible sins. Ancestors. You said it. Ancestors. So why do I have to pay for them? Those ancestors died. Then I think that's the worst condemn. Don't tell me. You, Gabi, are saying that they made a terrible sins. Are you perfect? You also killed a person. I know you killed 2 people, plus all the people you killed during the war. Are you a saint? Are you a person who didn't commit the sins too? So who put you in the position to judge other people when you did the same things? No, not the same things, because Gabi, you killed people, but Kaya and Kaya's mother didn't kill anybody. So if we have to measure who made more sins, okay. And in this case, Gabi, we are not talking about your ancestors. We are talking about you. So there is a difference. You committed lots of sins because you killed the people. Kaya and Kaya's mother, they didn't commit any sin because they didn't kill anybody. So if we measure, if we make a balance, look, Gabi, okay? But then how can you condemn the life of so many people so easily just because of things you have never seen? Gabi, you were not there 100 years ago. One more time I say this. So how can you confirm this? You are just indoctrinated, and stop protecting the people who indoctrinated you. That's wrong. And that's why I can't excuse her anymore. I can't. And then Kaya says, hey, what about the people who live now? What kind of sins they have committed? I'm talking about my mother and stuff like that. She is right. She is right. And you see the pain of Gabi in Gabi. If you look at Gabi's face, you see her pain, because she's reaching a point where she can't answer anymore because there is nothing else to answer. She has finished all the sentences she was indoctrinated with. She finished all of them, because the more she repeats them, the more Kaya is asking her other questions, and other questions can't be answered because the indoctrination reached that limit, that point. And after that, there's nothing else. The sentences are finished. Those sentences are always the same. And she's repeating always the same sentences. And Gabi, she's saying, you have destroyed my home. Come on. I mean, if we have to be honest, they attack you. Marley, you, not Gabi, but Marley attacked first. But Kaya is not killing you. He's still talking to you. That's the difference. And then you have destroyed my house. I don't think so, because Kaya didn't go to Marley to destroy your house. Kaya's mama didn't go to Marley to destroy your house. You have to blame Eren only in that case. So why are you put all Paradise people on the same level as Eren? Eren is one thing. The population of a Paradise is another one. So this is not objective. And then Kaya says, my mother was killed 4 years ago. So how can she be the problem here? That's true. I mean, you destroyed my house. No, 4 years ago, my mother was killed. So it's impossible. It's my mom. See, the coherence of what Kaya is saying and the honesty Kaya is using here is unbelievable. Look, I love her. I love her. And then Gabi is saying one more time, but your ancestors, one more time. See, the repetition. When people don't know what else to say, they repeat what they have in their heads. She keeps saying the same things because she doesn't know what else to say. And then Kaya is getting angry and angry and angry because she's saying, my mother didn't kill anybody. That's an evidence. And it's crazy, okay? When she says this, and it's crazy when you can't find a reason for her to be killed. Yes, because Kaya's mother was killed without a reason. And the only reason was just that she's from Paradise. Okay, but that's not a reason. That's not a reason. Because she didn't commit what other people did 100 years ago, if 100 years ago was what they say. Because then if we discover that 100 years ago was something different, or if we follow Willie Tyburn's narration, we heard before the declaration of war, that's something different too. So that's wrong, Gabi. You are wrong. I think Gabi knows that she's wrong, but she can't defend herself anymore. She finished all the things that she had to say. She knows that she's wrong, but as I told you, she doesn't want to admit this. She's quite stubborn still. So she knows that she's wrong, or maybe she's seeing herself in front of her, not Kaya anymore, because even Kaya, she is saying that they are wrong, and she is seeing another person getting angry for the same things because her village was destroyed as much as Liberia was destroyed. They were attacked by Titans, and Liberia was attacked by Eren as a Titan. So many similarities. So is she realizing that actually there is no difference? This could be possible too. And probably she should understand that they are all victims of the system. So the world is wrong. They are not wrong. The world is wrong. What the world is doing to them is wrong. And then Falco, thank you so much, because he's saying, no, you're not wrong. Your mother didn't do anything wrong. I'm sorry. Look, the fact that he's saying sorry, I think he's saying sorry, yes, for everything, but also for Gabi's behavior. Because he is like a tutor, okay? I mean, Falco is always trying to protect Gabi from her behavior. And he was saying, let me talk instead. It's better if you don't. But I think that character, Falco, can be the hope to connect the two things one more time, as it should be. I find Falco as the hope. I really like this character. Yes, Falco is the exception, and this exception can let you understand that everything is possible if you want. But if he is saying sorry for the things Marley did, he is wrong, because also in his case, he didn't do anything wrong. So he can't take the responsibility of Marley. Marley did something wrong. So he is not the problem. But I think he's saying sorry for Gabby's behavior, for sure. And then look, another sentence Gabby is saying that is totally wrong. Is, are you saying sorry to the enemy? You're giving info to the enemy. Gabby, you didn't understand anything. So that makes me understand that she is not feeling any empathy. I mean, no matter what Kaya was saying, no matter, no. Anyway, she's going on with a plan A, plan A, plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, and all the others, they don't exist. And that's why I can't excuse her anymore. I tried my best, but I can't. No matter the brainwash, no matter everything. No. What Kaya told her was amazing, and she should have paid attention and not just go against it just because she has to. When you go against something, you need reasons to go against something. But when you understand, you can't say anything else because you have finished the sentences, the repeated sentences you repeated all the times. That should be a starting point to think, am I wrong? But this is not happening here. Even after all the questions Kaya asked her, she's still thinking, do you give info to the enemy? No, no. And Kaya is saying to Falco, you don't have to say sorry. You were born over there. That's the only problem. Yes, I mean, the only problem is that they were born in Marle. I mean, in Liberio, but it's a part of Marle. That's the problem, yes. So they don't have to apologize, absolutely. And that's why I told you he doesn't have to apologize for other people's things. I mean, for what other people did instead of himself. So, Falco, you shouldn't say sorry. Absolutely. And then, absolutely, the last part. It was emotional. It was really beautiful, and that's why I told you that no matter if Sasha died, she's still remembered and she's still alive in other people's lives. No matter if it's Nicolo, in this case, if we talk about love, that I don't think it was corresponded because I don't think Sasha loved Nicolo, but she's living even through her dad, her mom, all the kids, but also through Kaya. And I think Sasha would be so proud of her. Yes, absolutely. But let's go step by step. The beautiful memory Kaya has about Sasha, because then Falco is asking her, who saved you? How did you make it? How did you do this? How did you survive? And when she's talking about how Sasha rescued her, that was beautiful. That was really beautiful. And I am really happy because usually Sasha was seen as a character who was always laughable. I mean, we laughed when Sasha was talking and stuff like that. But what Sasha left, I mean, her will was even more amazing than her being laughable. And that makes you understand that Sasha was not that character only. Sasha left something for good. And this is emotional. I love this. And her will always live inside of Kaya. That's the best heritage. The heritage Kaya gained from Sasha and the lesson she learned from Sasha's behavior. That's good. That's amazing. And if you think, Sasha was dying thanks to a shotgun, but no matter if she's dead, she is still over there inside that house with her family, inside of Kaya's, with Kaya's gestures, in Kayan's mind, in Kaya's in Kaya's gestures, in her attitude, in Sasha's. Sorry, guys. Sorry, one more time. Hi. 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 Sorry. In yeah, in everybody's gestures of her family, of Kaya. I'm so proud of Sasha because even if she was strange, do you remember Historia when Historia said, look, Sasha has her own way to communicate? Yes. And even if it was a strange way to communicate, she spread lots of love, lots of empathy. And I love Sasha. And the good thing is that, as I told you at the beginning of this live streaming, even if she's dead, she's not dead. Because even in episodes coming later, we saw her somehow. So good job, Isayama. I love this. Even if you let her die, but at the same time, she's still there. Oh, Kaya says something beautiful. If she was alive now, she would have never abandoned you. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. I think if that's why Sasha didn't want to kill Gabi when she had the chance. And I think if Gabi would have told her past or her experience, I don't think Sasha would have killed her anyway. So I think Sasha is really was, even because now she's dead, but I think she's the type of character who understands others, even if others don't understand her. And this is common even in real life. There are people who are not understood, but they try to understand as much as they can. And Sasha is a great example of this. I don't know if Kaya knows. I think she knows because Nicolo knows that Sasha was killed by these two kids or by someone, I guess. So if they go to that restaurant with Gabi and Nicolo, sorry. Hi. Okay, sorry guys, I'm here. Today, look, the post is something crazy. Okay, and then, yes, the heritage of Sasha, to be kind, to be polite, to rescue people who are in a difficult situation, to stand by their side and to try to talk, to understand the situation they are in. That's what Kaya is doing. And she inherited everything from Sasha's behavior, and I'm so happy. And then she says one more time another beautiful sentence to Gabi and Falco. There is a person who is a Marlian, and he is working in a restaurant, and I don't remember what she says, but anyway, she makes understand that Nicolo, okay, he's working over there as a chef, etc., etc. If you go there, probably you find a way to go home. Gabi, this is the proof, yo. This is the proof they are not devils. And from this point of view, from this sentence, you should understand. She wants you to go back home. She doesn't want to kill you. She's not a devil, as you believed. And it's pointless that Gabi says, why? You should understand. There's no more why to be explained. You should understand. I don't think Kaya knows she killed Sasha, but I think that even in the case she knows Sasha was killed by her, I think Kaya would have said, okay, but I understand why she did that. So I think she can get angry, but at the same time, she understands because after she explained everything to them, and after she heard Falco saying sorry, she said to Falco, oh, Ben, because that's Falco's name, thank you for explaining me the reasons. So she understood why Gabi and Falco, or she understood why Gabi is behaving like this because she was instructed. So probably she can excuse her, even if she shot the dearest person to her. So, but look, Kaya, oh, you are mature, so mature. What did the Kaya teach to Gabi with this gesture? I mean, you can find a way to go home. She told Gabi that she can't judge people so easily just because she heard of these people in a certain way. And she shouldn't have prejudices imposed by others because that's not coming from Gabi's mind, it's coming from Marle's mind, who indoctrinated Gabi. That's different. And she should judge people from what they really did and not because of the ancestors. Then she shouldn't be in the position to ask revenge against somebody who didn't do anything. Instead, she told Gabi not to feel superior because they are in the same condition. They are under a bad system. And she should treat other people equally because Gabi made lots of mistakes, but she's not recognizing them as mistakes. And she's playing the victim role as much as she's asking not to be victims when she's talking to Kaya. So she's incoherent and she is not fair at the same time. So she should be fair more, should treat people equally, and she shouldn't make differences. She shouldn't feel superior than others because she also made mistakes, that's for sure. And she taught another beautiful thing to Gabi. Kaya taught her to learn positive messages full of love and not to increase the hate inside of herself. Because Marle taught her to feel hate. I mean, to feel hate for those type of people, for devils, to cultivate inside of her own soul hatred messages, hateful messages, so many wrong things. Kaya, on the other side, told her, it's better if you choose the path of love and the path of empathy. That's what I'm doing. And that's what I was thought. That's what Sasha told me. So just take loveful messages and try to learn love, things full of love, full of heart. Because if you do something like this, the world will be better. Look, Kaya she told so many things to Gabi and nobody did before. I'm so happy that a person did it instead of others. So many people could have done this, starting from Karina. Look, she was her aunt, but she didn't do anything like this. She was pushing Gabi to feel hate for Paradise, and she was forcing her to feel this forever. But I think, look, Gabi, you should learn from Kaya instead of Karina. Absolutely. And the last sentence she says is, I wanted to be like her. I mean, Kaya is saying, I wanted to be like Sasha. I think Sasha would be so proud if she could ever be alive. But look, guys, I definitely think Kaya made a difference. Um, I'm so happy. I'm so, so happy that new generations have examples like this. Because in a world full of hate, even in a real life, okay, I'm happy that there are people, new generations, trying to change the world for better. And even if people are saying, oh no, new generations are not so good as the previous ones, we should trust the new generations more, because Kaya is the example that even new generations can be good. If they are supported, if they are surrounded by previous generations who have good ideals, good values. So, absolutely. That was stunning. Okay, let's talk about the Megath scene really quick. Look, Megath understood everything, yes, about Zeke. Do you remember in that episode when he was appearing? I mean, Zeke as the Beast Titan was appearing when there was this battle, etc., against Eren. And when he was appearing, there is that moment in which Megath uh, was showing his eyes that they were so suspicious. I mean, he was thinking, okay, Zeke probably is a problem. I don't know why, but I feel that Megath already understood this somehow. And now they have the evidences. Then they found that these ODM modified with the Marley technologies, so they have another proof. Um, then Megath is saying, okay, after 6 months, let's attack them. We just gain a little bit of time to prepare ourselves, and then let's have a world attack against the Paradise. Colt is against this because there's Falco involved, so he's afraid of him, of course. Galliard and Peak, yeah, they wanted to save Falco and Gabi. I mean, they are scared because if they attack, they don't know if Falco and Gabi are going to survive. But I still don't understand if they do this because they really care, or because they know that they are about to be new owners of Titans, probably. So they need these people, okay? Because without these people already trained, they don't have new Titans owners. So I don't think, look, personally, I think number two. I mean, I don't think they care. Peak and Galliard, they don't care about the kids in that way as much as Cold. They care just because, okay, we have the new owner of the Yoroi Kyojin, and maybe Falco can be the owner of something else. I don't know, the Beast or whatever. So they don't care. And that's really sad, in my opinion. Then Reiner thinks that it's better to attack now, because he thinks that the Zeke thinks the same. I mean, Zeke thinks that they are about to attack later. So Reiner wants to attack now because it's a counterattack. It's unexpected, okay? But let me tell you one thing. That is the last thing I wanted to tell you. Reiner, a few episodes ago, he wanted to die because he was tired. Now he wants to attack. Does he want to attack because he has to rescue Gabi and Falco? Maybe for sure, because he's afraid even in the beginning of the episode. It could be possible, okay. But he said, oh, Zeke probably thinks like this. I mean, if we wait, it's better for them. And in fact, Eren said, do you remember? He said, now we gained a little bit of time. We can prepare ourselves for the next attack. So Reiner is correct. Zeke thinks like this. I mean, he thinks that they will attack later. But my question is, all the times Reiner spent the time with Zeke on top of walls, drinking coffee and whatever, I don't know, I still have the feeling that he knows something about Zeke. I mean, about Zeke's plan. Probably Reiner too is part of the plan. I don't know how to explain to you these guys, but maybe it's part of the plan that Reiner asked them to attack immediately instead. Because maybe Reiner too is following Zeke's plan. I'm sending you this theory like this. Here you are. I don't know. I wanted to confirm this later. Maybe tomorrow with the rewatch. But definitely, I have this feeling. It's impossible, come on. Or maybe, look, was he acting too in front of Eren when he said, look, I want to die, I want to die. If he's following Zeke's plan. I don't know. I'm confused right now. Why Reiner wants to attack now? Just to save Gabi and Falco? I don't think so. Because he would have infiltrated himself somehow and rescue Gabi and Falco somehow. But he wants to attack. I still have to understand Zeke's plan. I definitely have to understand this more because I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, look, this was my analysis. Sorry, it was quite long, but I had to tell you all of my opinions. Sorry, today I'm not talking so well. I don't know why, but every time I'm feeling strange. Sorry for that, but these days I was quite tired and I didn't rest a lot. So try to understand me for this. But I hope you understood everything I had to say. And tomorrow there is the rewatch. So in the case you didn't understand my opinions, I will let them understand them better to you tomorrow. But look, follow me tomorrow because things can change. During the rewatch, things can change, guys. So feel free to follow me tomorrow too. Now I'm going to read your few comments. The brainwash thing is actually accurate. I can see the parallel in her behavior to some insane patriots. Maybe I see it more because I live in. Okay. Now, I understand your point of view too. Yes, of course, the brainwashing thing is wrong, and of course, Gabi is a victim of this brainwashing system. But as I told you, I think you can reach a point in which there is no more excuses. I mean, Gabi, thanks to Kaya, reached a point that she can't excuse Marley anymore. And she can't use the same sentences anymore because in front of her eyes, she has an experience, the experience of a person who experienced almost the same things she experienced when Liberi was attacked. So if she can think she's good for herself, I mean, what happened to her was something wrong, she should understand that what happened to Kaya's mother and to Kaya was wrong too. Hello from Indonesia. Indonesia. Hello. I say yes for the second idea. Maybe it was at the beginning. Okay. Buongiorno. Hello, Jeremiah. Look, I think during the rewatch, I'm going to tell you tomorrow what I think is going to happen next. So feel free to follow me, of course. Nothing else to say right now. I just say that this episode was incredible and thank you Mappa Studio because of course the tones of the colors, the eyes, always the eyes. They pay attention too much about eyes and their feelings through eyes, and I really love this too. But yeah, I think this episode was intense, and here in this episode we saw a battle, but a battle thanks to words and facts, as if it's a meeting. But this meeting was intense. It was really awesome. You can fight even with words. Remember this. I really appreciate it. Okay, guys. And last but not least, second characters here are not second characters. We should give them all the attention possible. I mean, we should think that all characters are first characters. Even the thing of Louise, for example, Kaya, they are second characters. The family of Sasha's family. Even Niccolo, see, in the previous episode, even Niccolo, he was showing this bottle as if he wanted to poison the others who were talking bad about Historia, but he's not a second or a third character. He's like a first character because of his actions, because of what he did, because of what he said, etc., etc., etc. So in this story, just pay attention on all characters and give them importance. The same as Eren, Mikasa, Armin. They are all important. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Sorry, it was a huge live streaming. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Hope you enjoyed it now because it was a mess this live streaming. I had problems throughout this live streaming. Sorry for that. But see you tomorrow with the rewatch. Please join me because if I have new theories, I'm going to tell them over there. See you soon. Okay, stay tuned. Bye guys. See you next time. See you in the next video. Bye bye. See you. Thank you so much for the support. Bye bye.